I'm gonna go and set this here. That's plenty what we're doing. Now, in 2 miles at 259, there's going to be these kinds of weeds, right? These are phragmites. And we need to go find them from where we're sitting now. So 259 is our heading to fly for 2 miles. Now, what's 2 miles look like? 2 miles is 2 minutes at 60 on the speed, right? So it's 60, which is right there. That one right there. That's 60, right there where that screw head is. So that's the speed I want to go, and I want to go for 2 minutes. Now I've got a timer here, and when I hit start, it's going to start counting up. Now I can use the timer in my aircraft, or I can actually just hit the job report here, and down at the bottom you've got a clock there as well. But since I have one in my aircraft, I'll just use that. Now what I want to do, weed control is a helicopter only mode, and what I want to do is I want to cross this threshold from where I'm at right now, already going 60, and then I want to start that timer, and I want to cross this threshold while flying the direction that I need to be flying. So I'm going to fly out a little bit, I'm going to turn around, I'm going to go up to 60 mile an hour, go 260 on my heading, cross right over this area, and then count to 2 minutes. And then I'm going to start looking for these weeds. It's really important to try and get this precise so that you can find these weeds, because that is not the easiest thing to do. We're going to find them, or we're going to kill them. Let's do it. And hit the timer. Hold this for 2 minutes. And you can spray them from the treetops. If they're in the trees, you don't necessarily have to get down on them, but you do have to hover over them. Right, so that's another part of this thing. It's almost like sling loading. You got to get right over them, right? So I'm at 1 minute. I'm going to go 1 minute more, heading this direction, and I can see that I'm splitting those trees right down the middle, right up here in that gap. That's about where they're probably going to be. So I don't necessarily always have to be watching the compass. I can look out in the distance, kind of get a bearing, and then look at where I'm at. I don't want to be flying too fast. Now I'm 30 seconds out, so I can get kind of low, start looking for these weeds. It looks like they're right there. Yep, there they are. Phragmites are kind of tall, so they're not the easiest thing to find because they're dark and they kind of blend in with the rest of the foliage, right? The other weeds I have a little bit different, more distinct color, but they're not as tall. And so each one of them have their advantages and disadvantages on how to find them. But that's the idea. If I couldn't find them, then I could hit this, we can get to a hover here. If I couldn't find them, I could hit this little magnifying glass, and it would pop smoke on where these weeds are. Now, when you do that, you get a significant payout hit. So each one of these weeds is going to be worth $100 to my profit. But if I did this with the smoke, it would only be about $25 a weed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hover right over on top of it like I was going to sling load it. And then I'm just going to bump the sprayer, right? I haven't done it yet because I didn't like the way I was coming into that. I'm going to hover right on top of it, establish a nice... And then I'm going to spray once, bop, bop, just like that. Weed turns brown, just like that. You know you've sprayed it. You can look here, income from killing weeds, $100. And that one's killed. And I'm going to get the rest of these. And it's a done deal. Should be one more. There it is. And there, all those weeds are killed. Don't have to worry about those spreading or invading anybody else, ruining anybody's crops, ruining anybody's livestock. None of that. And if we look, we've made 500 bucks. A little bit of overspray, but not too bad. You can always expect just a little bit of overspray penalty. To get the weed and to get nothing else is pretty much impossible. It's doable, but pretty much impossible. And you just want to keep that to a minimum. That's why when I hit that sprayer, I'm over the weed. I just bump the sprayer on, off, on, off, on, off. That's it. Just nothing major. You're not gonna lay spray on it, right? You're just spraying some poison right on the weed. So that's pretty much it.